All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to today's webcast, LinkedIn, how to get qualified referrals with LinkedIn. We're going to show 5 steps to monetize your network. We're going to show some other cool scoring factors as well. So again, I want to welcome everybody, and this is for business advisors, people that advise business owners and senior executives. So again, I want to welcome everybody that's on with us today, and we are recording this, and yes, the slides and materials will be made available after today's webcast. My name is Dean Delisle, founder and CEO of Forward Progress and the creator of the Social Jack platform, which has social selling and influencer development. So if you're looking to develop your influence and build a name in your industry, that's what Social Jack is all about. And if you need help with social selling, you need help with lead generation and conversion, anything digital, we have been around for going on 16 years now. So we specialize in business advisors, business services, legal accounting, financial services, consulting, insurance, banking. We've been around this space since my early days of Merrill Lynch in the early 80s. Now that I'm dating myself, I was with public accounting for a while and then branched out to my own business consulting practice. And now we're here. So anyway, I want to welcome everybody. We've literally done quite a few webcasts over the last couple of years. Some of you have been with us for a long time, so I want to give a shout out to all of our loyal fans that have been around, and then a shout out to hey Shirley, how you doing? And a shout out to everybody that's new. So welcome. All right, we'd also like to give a shout out to our sponsors, the FICO Score people and the Infovera platform. We actually have some exciting news on this and some cool things to talk about. So where we're combining this with LinkedIn, and you can get some free business scores and free leads with this. So, and there's actually some new LinkedIn integration features that we want to talk about here at the end. So really how to engage with us is there's a questions area in the GoToWebinar taskbar. So if you could just type in real quick, where are you checking in from today? Are you here in the Midwest? We're broadcasting live from downtown Chicago. Are you in Florida? Are you in New York? Let's see. Can you just type into the questions area, where are you checking in from? And then we'll make sure that you can ask questions throughout so we have the Northwest suburbs, we have San Diego, Alexandria, Virginia. Tom, I've been to Virginia quite a bit, but not Alexandria. Clemens, North Carolina, been to North Carolina, Roger. Chicago, welcome, Chuck. We have James in California. We have Sam in New York. We have some folks in Austin, Texas. So welcome, everybody. So good to have you on with us today. And the name of the game is you can't ask enough questions on this webcast, and we'll stick around to the end, and we'll even stay afterwards if you have more questions. We want to make sure that you understand that Social Jack is a training and coaching platform. So we are here for you, whether you want us to do it for you or you want to learn how to do it. We'll teach you all of our methodologies. So let's get into it and learn a little bit about how LinkedIn for Business Advisors can actually generate those referrals. So social selling isn't just a LinkedIn thing, isn't just a Twitter thing. It's a process of really driving those relationships. And most of us have been building our career around really generating referrals through those relationships in our network. And the fact is, with social networks and social network platforms like LinkedIn and Twitter and others, it's made it easier. It's made things and people more accessible. It's given us more visibility and allowed us to see a little more of how people how people behave, how people are, who they are, maybe in a truer sense, and we can build those relationships in a shorter period of time. Now, real quick, I'm going to take a quick polling question here. So let me just do a drop down on how much time do you spend on LinkedIn per week. I just want to see the usage factor. There's no right or wrong answers here, so just put in what makes sense. So I have some of you at 2 to 4 hours, some of you at more than 6, I've got some people at 1 hour. Okay, there you go. And then less than a few hours. Okay, good. Well, I want to thank you for being so responsive. We had in less than 30 seconds about 75% of you in. And so this is how you stand with everybody else that's in the audience today. I'll just put those results up real quick. All right, let's go ahead. All right, so let's keep moving. All right, so a couple of things that sort of come with this. When we first started in the social media business, we were more focused in the reputation management space. We discovered that when people found out about us, they didn't just go to our websites, they started to go to Twitter. In fact, one of our recommendations that we teach in our class is at the first of the month, just like when you change your oil or the filters in your house, or you do those regular maintenance things, put in your calendar to actually Google yourself. And sometimes people do it once a week. In practice management, trust is a very important thing to folks because they're trusting their business, maybe even finances, legal portions of the business. They're trusting that with us, the business advisors. And so reputation and protection is a big part of why social media can play a good role. It gives us some consistency. So the things I'm going to teach you today really have to play not just with LinkedIn, but with all social networks. It's good to have visibility. It's good to be known. Just like when you join a chamber or you join an association, you want to be known, and that creates visibility. I was just, I've been at like 4 conferences in the last 4 weeks, and now we have a better name in some of those specific industries. So et cetera, et cetera. So we also want to make sure we follow compliance. Some of us have compliant rules, so we're very compliant friendly, but we want to make sure that you understand the boundaries and things within compliance. And then of course, generating referrals to ultimately get new business. Now, we always say that social media is really a big event. So when you log into LinkedIn today, and you may have it open right now, we want you to appreciate the fact that LinkedIn is like walking into an event. I was at a big event with about 8,000 people last week. And if you think about LinkedIn, it has how many people? It has 350 million. I think they just exceeded 400 million. So if you think about the number of people, and Facebook has what? They're closing in on 2 billion. And so you have a lot of people that are at this event. And so when you tactically work an event, before social networks, we would teach people how to effectively work events. And so we want you to be the most effective person at the event so that when you go in, your time is valuable and you walk out with who you want to meet, who you want to do business with, who you want to partner with. And so this is extremely important because your time is valuable. Some of you have billable time, $300 an hour, maybe even $500 an hour that you charge for your time. So if you're wasting 3, 4, 5 hours at a physical event and you walk away and you don't get one piece of business, you can do the math and know how much time you've spent. Well, we premise everything on 20 minutes a day and making sure that you are armed to generate a referral for every 5 minutes worth of work. That's all it is, 5 minutes worth of work, but you do have to follow some principles. So we're going to teach you some of those today. Oh, there you go, Roger, 562 million. I always discount that members, 2 people per second join worldwide. I discount some of that because I'm still finding a lot of fake profiles, but I know they're cracking down on that. They just made an announcement that they're really cracking down on that. So, but thank you for that. So 562 million. I discount that by about 100 million, but for sure. Okay, thank you for that, Roger. Roger's always got the facts when I need to know something. He's one of our scouts out there that really stays on top of this stuff. So, so statistics prove to us that 75% of B2B buyers and 84% of C-level VPs and execs use social media to make purchasing decisions. That's purchasing. Okay, so as we look at this, there's a couple of things that combine. There's teamwork and alliance. So some of you are sole practitioners, some of you have practice management. So when we go into a CPA firm or a law firm or a practice, we want to make sure that everybody that represents the company well. And this gets into sales growth is contributed by the fact that there's employee advocacy, people that look good, even if they're not logging in and they're active, companies that just even look good. One of the first things we do is we'll come in and do a sweep, and we'll rate or score all the profiles. Some of you have had profile scores by us. It gives you data so that you know exactly what to fix. And then what we'll do is we'll give a recommendation of what to fix so everybody looks good and you guys get more business. You win proposals. And IDC also has statistics, great statistics here that have been proven and even supported since this report that a lot of times when people are making their early, middle, and final stage ranks, there's very much many considerations that have to do with how we look, our networks, who we're connected to. So I want to make sure you understand that. So speaking of how we're connected, one of the things, and you've seen this diagram if you've been with me before, but it used to be 6 degrees of separation, but now with technology, we're at 3 degrees of separation. So really, this is a huge deal because now, as you have interactions, if you do just some of the simple things I'm going to show you, you're going to have an impact. But don't do this until you really look good. So on average, so how many connections do you folks have? Just type in a quick guess number. I'm guessing some of you have 500, some of you have 1,000, some of you are at 2,000, 2,500, 1,000. So there you go. Odds are about 400 or 400 people really know you. Now they may know of you, but they don't know you. Okay, so that doesn't mean they're going to give you their very best referral. That there's a program to this, and those of you that have studied with us understand social teaming, how people are connected, how people trust each other, how we build trust to actually share business together. Well, on an average of 400, or in this case 387 connections, you literally have access to 6.4 million professionals just by those 3 degrees. So the goal here is not to, it's great to have a lot of people in your network so that you can get the word out, so you can get people drawn towards you. They can be attracted to you, but you still want to also have that core network that knows, that plays with you, that brings you business. And so it's a twofold thing. One is social selling. That's sort of that inner circle. In our world, if you want to Google social teaming, Jackson, send that phrase out to everybody. So social teaming is something that by which we have a team of people, our circle of influence, by at least 3 layers. And I'm not going to get too deep into this, but actually attract that to people. Okay, attract people to you. So in the goals, we want to make sure that we're not just clicking on things, but we're actually interacting and being with our team. So I want to warn you that a lot of times when we log in, and I'm going to switch to a LinkedIn screen here real quick. When you log in, you're going to be distracted. There's ads that pop up. There's things that pop up on the side. What are these things over here? There's now these hashtags, which we'll talk about in a minute, but there's things that just totally distract us or take us off of our game. The challenge with this is that we want to stay focused and make sure that we get what we want out of here. So there's a couple of key elements to think about. Okay, one is, what are your goals? Are you going to be recognized as a thought leader? Are you looking within your organization to have more executive presence? Are you about humanizing your brand, about being part of that brand where people go, oh, there's some great people like Chuck and Don and James and Shirley and Scott that work at the organization that are really good people, and we're legitimately humanizing the brand. This is a big thing, so write that down. Are you looking to attract speaking opportunities? Maybe you want more of that. Our influencer development program allows you to really attract people to you and want to be and want to play with you in the business sense. And that could look like speaking opportunities, interviews in the media, things like that. And again, there's the two big ones, increasing referrals and generating that new business. The other big thing is making sure you identify your target. Who's your target customer, client, or business partner? So if I were going to ask you, and I'll do we might have time for a couple exercises here. If I could give you anybody in my network, who are you looking for? Who's the target? Give me the ideal target and be as specific as you can. Type that into the questions area. So we have business owners, executive VP. We have two executive VP in companies from 5 million to 20 million. We have business owner, baby boomer, people that are looking to increase their health, CFP, certified financial planners, loan officers, physicians, founders, high frequency, oh, there you go, high frequency prop trading shops. Good, Chuck. You threw me off with that one. I don't think I've ever had that. Gym owners. There you go. So a lot of us are going after people that are decision makers. So we'll give you access or show you how to give you access to this social selling. I don't want to get into the ROI too quick, but this calculator, we're going to show you how to get free access to some of these documents and forms. But this gives you the capability to say, hey, listen, if my average deal is $35,000 a year, and I spend 3 days a week, not 5, doing 20 minutes a day, I have a 20% close ratio, thereby which I can get $672,000 in business per year. And for some of you, that's good. Some of you, that's not. But I don't want to get too caught up on the math. I want you to understand that we have a science to what we're about to show you that has this. And we'll give you access to this calendar here at the end. So as we go through this, one of the most important things to remember is that when people are looking for you and they Google, a lot of times, and some of us have common names, some of us don't, but when they find us or they find the right person, LinkedIn's going to be one of those top profiles, and this is your professional brand. And in our influencer development program, the first thing we work on is your story and your brand. How do you look? How do you feel to others? And you'll notice here in Joe's profile, it has the profile pic in the center. The new profile look has it on the left. The mobile app still has it in the center. So the biggest challenge there is to make sure that if you have a look or a feel that you have for your people, can you actually see, is the actual profile pic blocking any company logos? Is it really is it really benefiting you? Are people attracted to your profile from that? We have here the headline and we have the summary. These are the top things that are viewed in a LinkedIn profile. So you want to be super clear. You know, what will you do for others? You know, think about that target that you're serving, those high frequency prop trading shops, loan officers, physicians, founders. What will you do for them? Why are you different than anybody else? A lot of times, you know, look at social media. It's become a commodity now where there's so many people doing it. It's tough to find the expert. So you have to claim the piece that you're doing better than anybody else. So a lot of times in practice management with financial services, insurance, look at Roger, real estate mortgage business. What's the value prop? Why are you better? Why are you different? What's the evidence? So what we still see is there's over a 60% bounce rate. That means, for those of you that are non-digital, that people get to your profile and they bounce out 6 out of 10 times. How much business are you missing out? Are one of those clicks, one of the people that are leaving, one of the people that would have spent $35,000 with you? Okay, so what is the cost? What is the value opportunity in this? So now as we do this, understand that there's other depths that you can go to, but the top part of your profile is really the most important thing. And one of the ways to know if you're hitting the mark or not is to look at the little dashboard piece. So you'll have clues. in your profile where it says who's viewed your profile. Now, depending on what version you have, and I'll ask questions at the end if you want to compare versions, but you'll notice depending on when I'm at shows, there will be an uptick or a downtick on the profile. And so profile views go up and down. Well, that's okay. But the most important thing is, where are the people coming from? Who are they? Are there opportunities to message this co-founder and CEO and have a conversation with them? And so there's all kinds of tactics around this, but pay attention to who's viewing your profile so you can actually see, oh my gosh, am I targeting, am I finding the right people? Are the right people finding me? Are the right job titles showing up? Am I getting found in search enough times? So you want to make sure you see that, okay? And you pay attention to who's viewing your profile and who's viewing your content. So again, not to get too deep, but those are some easy measurable things that you can look at. So the other thing is we're going to give you access to a profile intake form so that you know what to change. And then once you get into the system for free, we'll give you access to ask for profile reviews and that sort of thing. But let's talk about some power moves. So power move 1, I call this the ultimate network event. Is you have the opportunity or the extreme opportunity that when you log in to the mobile app or here, and you'll notice the inconsistency here, how my picture's in the middle of this cover photo, just even on this page. But when you log in, you'll see, you'll see the people that you're most connected to. Well, the ultimate network opportunity means that if this is dialed in, and you can sort this by the top posts or the most recent. So it'll show you the people that are most recently posting that you're connected to or that have paid. So Accenture has promoted this post in front of me. They've targeted me to see this post. Michael Silver, and Michael Silver is 2 degrees from me, but Chuck, who's in my network, has actually liked this, so it goes into my news feed. So you see the influence you have, things that you like, things that you comment on show up in other people's feeds. Well, the same holds true here. So if I want to go, I'm going to go to like some top posts because I want to get in front of some people. So I'm going to go here. There's Kate from our department. I'll like her post. 8,000 people just saw that like, by the way. I go here and this one's promoted. Here's 2 likes here, here's a like here, there's a couple of likes on some of these, and this one has 41 likes. So I have the opportunity to jump into this conversation, just like a networking event. I can walk and around, people are surrounded or standing in a circle talking with one another. There's 2 comments in this conversation. There's 41 likes. So if I click on the 41 likes, I have the opportunity to talk with any one of these people or be seen in the conversation with this post or this conversation that's taken place. So that's the opportunity that's super easy when we say the homepage scan is your ultimate first step for engaging with people in your network. Now, the other thing is, what about diving into someone's network? What does that look like? So if I go here, let's see if Derek Weber, actually, let's go here. I'll go to Jim Connolly. Let's just pretend that Jim's in my network and I'm thinking, I wonder who's in Jim's network that I want to meet. So I can dive into his network. Now, not everyone has this turned on. So if you click on this and it doesn't go through, it means you can't search in his network. But here I can go in here and say, you see the second, each and every person is 1 degree away. So I'm in a position here where I can actually go and ask Jim for any one of these people, or I could dive a little deeper and say, you know what, I want people in Chicago, or I'm going to San Francisco, or I'm going to LA. Who do I have that I could talk to? There's 421 of these people in Chicago that I'm not connected to, but Jim is, and Jim will give me these referrals. I go into current companies and I'll say, which companies do I want to meet? Or maybe I'll open up the filters and say, you know what, I just want CEOs. I'm going to get picky here. Boom, 67 CEOs. Now I can go in and say, Jim, do you know David? Do you know India? Do you know Sam? Do you know Bruce? I can go in here and actually ask for those referrals. Isn't that cool? That's a simple, what we call level 1 network diving. Who likes that, where you can actually go into somebody's network and ask for specific referrals? Yeah, I figured you would. Roger, I know you use this all the time. This is one of the first things you got excited about. So now the conversation gets a little deeper. So we have the opportunity, not just with the new hashtags, but every time that we jump into a conversation, like I mentioned before, we have basically the visibility of being in the conversation, which is why we want to first work on our profiles. But the hashtags have opened up a new dynamic on LinkedIn, where all of a sudden I have, let's look at this. Now, here's some conversations on branding, influencer marketing, storytelling. These are pinned to the top. Hashtags I follow are here, are all these different hashtags. So let's say just banking industry. Okay, so I know some of you deal with banking, or some of you deal with money or financing. Some of you deal with business valuations. Let's do valuations. Hashtag valuation. So now I click on valuation, and here's all the content related to the word valuation. And here's all the people that are in the conversation of hashtag valuation. It shows that I'm following it. If not, I can follow it. Now, I can share new ideas so that the people that are tuning in can check this out. I can go in here, and if I want to go down here, I can actually have communication with anybody that's in here and decide who I'm going to connect to, who I'm going to talk with. But the easiest thing is when you find a good conversation with good people, just like at an event, jump in and have that conversation. So now all of a sudden we have all these people that are having this conversation. So you have two choices. You can jump in, like and comment and be seen by thousands, or you can join the trend and actually use a hashtag when you're posting, which is highly recommended now, and attach your stuff, not just to your network, but a network that is conversational about those hashtags. Does that make sense what I just said, or did I lose you guys? I want to make sure you guys are on top of this, because this is like the newest, hottest, easiest thing. Okay, you guys are with me. That's good. All right. So real quick, I just want to see what area of business best describes you. I'm going to put this up here. I'm going to put another polling question. I'm going to use this on the next example. All right, so let's see. Go ahead. There's a polling question up. Just click on the part. I'm going to leave this up for 20 seconds here. So there you go. Business services, professional, financial, wealth management, investment, M&A. Okay, good. Shirley, you're a business services professional. You're fine. I put that in there just for you. Okay, let's go ahead and close this out. Thank you, 90% of you. Okay, so in the room, we have mostly financial wealth managers, we have business services, we have investment, M&A, and intermediary. Hopefully I met some of you at the AMAA show or the Wealth Tech 2018. Okay, so searching new content. So as you're looking, you can actually search up top for hashtag business, hashtag asset protection. Those of you in wealth management might be seeking people that want asset protection. Look, I was guessing good here, right? So if I go in here, and we have CEOs that are searching for that, you can literally search by the hashtags and find conversations of people that are talking about asset recovery, things like that. So what's cool about this is if you click on discover more, you'll actually see how many people are following each of these different hashtags, and they'll recommend other hashtags depending on how you're doing, how you're jumping into this. So you can actually now search content. So now if I go back in here and I do hashtag asset management, let's do asset protection. We see a lot of good stuff here. So if I do asset protection, I now have all kinds of opportunity here where I can jump into conversations. So you see how easy that is, and then you can actually join and jump into who's looking. And then if you decide this is your area, you can choose to follow it by clicking the follow button. Easy, 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 easy. Now, one of the last new things, and then I'm gonna take some questions here. I have some questions coming in. So Jackson and I went up on the roof and we shot this video. We tagged Ellie Moody from McDonald's. We were talking about her, and literally within a day and a half, we had 1,000 views, 4 comments, 23 likes. The social reach on this video is over 1 million impressions. That means people saw it on their phone, they saw it in their news feed, and they saw 1 million times this video. So I can't emphasize enough. I don't even do enough video. I get anxiety when I'm like, oh my gosh, we're working too hard on all this great content. I need to shoot a video. So I have to put in my schedule, tell Dean to shoot a video. But whatever you do, if you do nothing else moving forward, talk to your audience, give a good conversation, start a good conversation with your audience, show your thought leadership, really take things to that next level. So how many people now are doing videos in there? Now I'm going to show you on LinkedIn here how easy it is to do. So if I wanted to, I basically can click on video and I basically go to my video, this PC, I can go to videos, and I can basically select a video and upload and create a post. So it's literally that easy. Now, Roger says his company is. However, good question, Tom. I'll answer that in just a minute. So Roger says his company is, but what we're talking about is humanizing the brand, the professional, the executive presence, the personal branding of who you are. So the more video you do at the personal level, and Tom asked a great question, how polished do the videos have to be? I think less, well, our ruling is less is more. We used to stamp and put headers on these and put content all over them, and they just felt too disingenuous or not authentic. So our best videos that have the best response are the ones that are produced a little less. And this one that I showed you here was literally done with the smartphone. So in this, you know, it sounded good. It was good quality feed, and you can shoot this off your desktop computer. You can shoot this off of an iPhone. But the thing first and foremost is, if you think about a post and something is getting a good response, try just having a conversation, 60 seconds, under 2 minutes with your audience, and just talking about what's on your mind, or giving them a tip, or giving them, you know, something that can help them out. Really going to that next step. And so Tom, does that make sense? Hopefully that answers that. So let me show you the opportunity here real quick for you guys to get access to even more of this training. First of all, are you guys learning something from today? Are you guys getting at least one good nugget you know, out of this? I just want to make sure we're serving you folks that are coming into this. So I want to thank our sponsors, and I want to give each and every one of you access to not just the 300 classes that we have, but there's a TiVo scoring system, and Infovera and TiVo have sponsored this webcast, so I always like to give a shout out to that. But I want to give you an opportunity to have access to scoring your client's business, and then I'll come back to you know, I'll come back to some of these questions, and Tom's got another good comment in here. So in the business world, most of us business owners, and I'm a business owner, so I have a lot of you financial services folks and investment people and M&A people hit me up, every day. And the people that get my conversation are the ones that have the closest relationship rather than a solicited email. But what's interesting about this is TiVo Scoring has about 1 million valued businesses in there where they've independently scored the businesses. And all businesses want to know, what is my company worth? And when I was going through valuations, what's interesting is that I didn't realize all the components. I'm thinking sales, 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 sales. And we have a SaaS platform with Social Jack. So sales, sales, sales. I need the numbers up. And while EBITDA is important, I still needed more sales, and that wasn't all of the equation. And those of you in the investment, M&A, financial wealth management know this already, but as a CEO, I didn't know it as much. And I had even gone through a raise that I did with $5 million back, in the .com days. So this was interesting. Yeah, and Tom's a SEPA. So now if we get to this next level, Tom, this is a scoring and a direct indicator. And Tom, if you are already on board, we actually have a partner call this Friday and next Friday. So you're going to get a notice on that today. Wait till you see some of the new stuff on this. It's going to be super easy. But so anyway, the score is a direct indicator. And what I like is it's a door opener. So I'm not a valuation, I'm not a SEPA, but I can go to a business owner and say, hey, I know your TiVo score. I know where you rank in your business, from a min-max level, just like a FICO score. I know exactly where you are in your business. And then, I just tell people, I advise people, and it's what's funny, Tom, is I literally now have my advisors. If they don't have an advisor, they don't have somebody that understands this, I can refer an advisor in. So it's opening up this interesting opportunity for me to help other advisors get into these companies. And the scoring factor, I'm going to see if I can get the report up. It measures, and those of you that know these other areas of the business and you work on them, it shows you. For me, I look for companies with a lower score that want to increase their score, because, and we do that through marketing. So as a marketing services provider, I can actually help them. Some of you focus on, that's growth and opportunity. Some of you focus on the management team and building sort of the back end, and some of you are on systems and processes. And some of you work on the base businesses, and then my financial wealth managers are really in the money side of the business, and maybe some of these other areas. So what's interesting about that is the fact that there's no one of these that are most important, other than the fact, what do you work on? How do you work on it? What do you do? And what I like about this is they have this multiple indicators report, which I'm going to show you how to get a couple of these for free so that you could actually try them out and use them with your clients. So Tom, are you already on the platform? Just want to see if Tom's on. Okay, so let's make sure, yeah, so this is your easy way to get on. So I have the easy button here. So what we're gonna do is, everybody, I'm gonna give you in just a second the ability to click on a button and jump on this platform, but they're giving out a free trial for the next 30 days. So you can have access to scored leads, unlimited access to our platform, which they've contracted, and they've put their own courses combined with our courses, coaching and support. That means that if you want to know how to generate business, raise your hand and go, hey, I want to generate some new clients. They're given that support as well. Some business development support, which mean they do co-op marketing. And there's almost, actually, they just exceeded over 1 million companies scored, which means you can get scores. And you can search on this platform by industry, by whatever you want. It's pretty amazing. So real quick, go to your screens. I'm going to give you guys, first of all, what's the annual revenue of the client that you're looking for? Everybody click. So I think you can click on multiple here too. 2 to 5 million, 5 to 10, 10 plus. I just want to see where you guys are at. So some people are in multiple ranges here. So I want to make sure we help you get to and we'll look at these so that we know we're getting you to the right size businesses. Okay, that's 60% of you, 70% of you, 80% of you in. Okay, cool. All right, good. All right, and then real quick, I'm going to go ahead and ask the next question. How many people want free access to the million companies, the training, the coaching? I mean, why not, right? So looks like most all of you do. So Chuck, I want you to hang on because I want to know more about that. So what type of business are you in? Because I want to process that for a second here. I want to support you on this. So I have 56% of you in, 60% of you, 70% of you. Chuck, what type of business are you? Go ahead and type that in there for me. Oh yeah, so we sell commodity brokerage. So we sell a service as well, not a product. So for us, well, we sell a service, we sell marketing services. Is that different? I'm just curious. So you sell, who do you sell to though? Do you sell to the business owners? Okay, so I like this. So this, I always like something where I have to help, where I help somebody figure out. Um, Now, but business influence and the social jack stuff makes sense to you, being in front of more business owners, right? That makes more sense to you. Oh yeah, right. So I used to work at Merrill Lynch. I get it. So highly regulated. So marketing is an issue, but social selling sometimes is under the radar. So that's interesting. Yeah, I'd really like to talk to you about that. Must find leads on your own. So let me show you something. If you guys stay on for a minute, finish clicking on this, and then if you guys stay on for a minute, I will. I'll make sure. I want to show you something just real quick. So real quick. Okay, so 70% of you are in here. Okay, good. Okay, so now. So fixing your profile. So I deal with UBS, and I'm not sure which group you're with, but we deal with this, all the time because I've been working in this space for a while. So fixing your profiles, I know you have to get it approved or stamped, but that is all within compliance. Roger, you had to go through that too. Um, uh, Okay, capital markets, got it. So now you have, and I have a lot of, I have a lot of folks in that space on this. So the profile is easy. Sometimes the content sharing is you have to be careful with, right? So you have to go through the company. But one of the things that you can do is, as long as you're not given advice, you can still like and comment on things as long as you're not given public advice. You just can't give direction or advice. In 90% of Morgan Stanley and everybody else that I read, the compliance says that you just cannot give advice. You can't show public advice or favor. You have to keep neutral, but you can still make comments. You can still be seen in the network, so that when you make that comment, remember how I showed you, let me run over to LinkedIn here. But when you make a comment, you still can have people that like your post that is a public post, or people that are in a conversation together, like the 59 likes and the 4 comments, and you can still, there's nothing that prevents you from actually contacting these people directly. So yeah, you push the services we offer, which always cracks me up. It's like, you can't push your expertise, but you can push the company's services. Don't get me started. I deal with compliance departments all the time. So the idea here is that you really get to a point where there's nothing that says you can't connect to people. I know for a fact they allow you to connect to people. They're not like shut down. I'd have to look specifically at ED&F, but I'm telling you that typically I've never seen anybody completely shut down. So now as I look at this, I'm like, okay, so I can actually connect to people. Well, when you connect to people, there's a whole messaging center in here where you can actually set, you can actually go in here, and there's techniques to legitimately have conversations with all the people that are either coming in to talk to me or that I'm talking to. Or if somebody looks at your profile and you see who's viewed your profile, you can take them offline and send them a private message. Nobody sees this. Compliance doesn't see this. Nobody sees this but you. They have to be logged in as you to see this. So now this gives you sort of the back way to actually talk to the people that you want to talk to. And then you can also see, like I showed you with the Jim Connolly example, where Jim can actually refer you to somebody, and you're using this as a platform. Well, what I like is the combination of taking that TiVo scoring system and saying, well, I want companies that are a 560. I want 500 to 600. I want their score in that sense. I look at the companies, I come to LinkedIn. This is what I have them. They just did this. They're putting a button in there that takes you to the company page. And so if I find a company that I'm connected to, let's just play this out for a second. So if I go to, let's just say successfully as a target client, I can look at the employees that I have here and I can determine how am I connected. Look at between these two people, I have 42 people that are connections that can get me into a recommendation into this company. Yeah, I know. No, I know. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But the idea here is you can still message people. It's no different than an email. I've yet to see a compliance department that stops that. Um, Anyway, I'd love to talk to you about it offline if you do want to talk to me. Hold on, I'm going to give you my I'm going to give all you guys, if you want to talk to me, I love to talk through compliance stuff, by the way. So any other questions? Yeah, there you go. So you do message people. So the techniques that we're showing, so we built these for people that specifically have compliance handcuffs. So just to help them through it. But do you see the difference between having this TiVo score so I can find certain companies, and now give me a referral to the business owner of these companies that have this score? It's like a handshake. So I've never, I've been teaching this. I mean, I have companies like GE that take this course, and I've never seen an independent business scoring system that could help me narrow down. Here, I'll even show you. If I go to the partner portal and I go to companies, I can legitimately jump in and say, okay, let me look at all companies, and I'll look for companies between, let's see, well, let's do a little bigger. I'll do 5 to 10. I'm going to go by Illinois and maybe Texas, for instance. And then I'm going to filter, I want wholesale trade, and I do really good with manufacturing. And now here's all the companies. And I can go to any one of these companies and I can literally see how I'm connected on LinkedIn. That's what I like about the combo platter. So anyway, and then, Social Jack, we have, they have our platform here that you get access to as soon as you do the free trial. So we'll get you guys set up on this too. And then we'll have a partner call that walks you through, and everybody gets an orientation to how to get the reports, how to run reports, and use that report for a business opener. Oh, Roger, you're coming to Chicago. You've got my Dean at forwardprogress.net if you guys want to set up an appointment with me. But Roger, hit me up. You have my contact info. Love to connect somehow in those 4 days. So please, please, please hit me up on that. Okay, so did everybody, so what's the one takeaway here besides the people that click the button for the free trial will get you access to the platform and the leads and the scoring and the reports that you can use to walk into any business owner and have an intelligent conversation with. But type in the one thing that you're going to take away and put into practice right now. So what's that one thing? Type it in right now. Bounce rate. Jackson, who's our winner today too? So I want to know who our winner is. We're going to give away a Starbucks gift card to the person most engaged in here. So some people are saying the bounce rate. Some people are saying, thanks, Scott. Make videos and link to videos. All right. Being on LinkedIn every day for 20 minutes. Improve on profile to connect. All right. And our engagement winner today, oh, John Dunbar John Dunbar is on video. And our winner of the Starbucks gift card today is Chuck Baum. Chuck, you're the most engaged person we had on today. You get a Starbucks gift card. And Chuck, the deal is here, take something that you learned today and share it with somebody over a cup of coffee at that Starbucks, or use what you learned today and get that appointment and use that Starbucks gift card on that appointment. That'll help seal the deal that you know that social selling, and it's real super easy to generate appointments. Okay, congratulations, Chuck. Everybody's congratulating you. Congratulate everybody. Everybody walks away a winner today. Those of you that said yes, we have 70% of you that want to jump on with the free trial. We'll get you set up on that probably in the next couple of days. And then with that being said, don't forget, socialjack.com. We're only a few clicks away if you need some help. Yes, and appreciate each and every one of you. We learn as you guys ask questions, as you engage with us, as you want to know things. It forces us to research things that we may not have thought of, and we love playing with all of you. So we will see all of you online, engaging and generating new business and new referrals. And those of you for the platform, we will see you inside the platform. So take care, everybody, and have an amazing rest of your week. Take care.